Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm we can hear me loud and clear. Give me a thumbs up, show me a sign, let me know that you can actually hear me loud and clear. Brilliant, brilliant one. Okay, my name is Muhammad Suleiman, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at NIGERIan Analytics, and I will be taking you through this session tonight. It's going to be a short session, okay, an interesting short session where we will get to learn one or two things about getting into tech. So I want to know how many of us are joining us for the very first time? How many of us are joining for the very first time? If this is your first time joining, let me know. Okay, if this is your first time joining, let me know. Fantastic, fantastic one. Okay, you can also type first time in the chat so I know that this is actually your first time joining. Okay, Charles, fantastic. So we're expecting a lot more people to join us tonight. So we'll go ahead and start regardless. So like I said, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I work as the Chief Operating Officer here at NIGERIAN Analytics. I have also worked as a data analyst and a data scientist over the course of half a decade now. So I've also had the opportunity to work with some of the top firms globally. Notably, I worked with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands. If you're a car guy or a car girl, you know Alfa Romeo. There used to be a sister organization with Ferrari up until about 2016 when Ferrari became a standalone organization themselves. And the good part, I worked with them remotely from Nigeria. So if you are here and you're interested in remote work, type remote in the chat, type remote in the chat. So let me say hi in the chat so you can see where the chat is if you're wondering where it is. So that's the chat. So type remote in the chat if you are interested in remote work. So we can go ahead with the session. Okay, fantastic. Charles is interested in remote work. Brilliant. All right. So today we would discuss all the things you need to know regarding that. So let's get started. All right. I'll share my screen now, and I would want you to confirm that you can actually see my screen. Once you can see my screen, I would want you to show me a sign that you can see my screen. Show me a sign that you can see my screen. Show me a sign that you can see my screen. Okay, brilliant. So if today you're here in Nigerian or an African, okay, today we'll discuss your best chance into the tech ecosystem. So let's ride on. So I've introduced myself already, so I do not think that there will be any need for that. Again, I've already introduced myself, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's take it from there. So NIGERIAN Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help Africans get into the tech space. In nearly 2 years now, we've helped over a century of Africans get into the tech space, especially through data-centric tech career paths. And how we do that is we gather experienced experts to work with you on real-world case studies. So it's not the mundane theoretical way of learning. So you learn practically. Okay, and speaking about that, let me go into what we have for today. So today we'll be discussing things around three aspects. So the very first aspect is we'll be discussing some persons who have walked this path you're seeking to walk and they've gotten results. What did they do? How did they do it? And then also, how can you follow in the same footstep and get very similar results? And then finally, there'll be special announcements, and then you'll be able to ask me questions, okay, at the end of tonight's session. So let me know if you're excited to be here because I'm about to unleash information that you would ordinarily not get for free. Okay, so are you excited to be here? Type yes in the chat, so I know you are excited. Or just give me a thumbs up. Anyone, whichever one you find easier. So let me know if you are excited to be here. If you are excited to be here, fantastic, fantastic one. So let's get started. Right, you see this young lady. Her name is Esther. Esther finished from the School of Nursing, and School of Nursing was a very passionate career path for her. The health sector. She was very passionate about it. She landed a job, but she was not really satisfied. Yes, she was satisfied from a point of view of this is where I want to be career wise, okay, industry wise. But financially, this was not where Esther wanted to be. So she decided that, you know what, I'm going into tech. And she chose Nebian's Analytics. And this was back in February 2025. And 3 months later, she got her first tech role as a monitoring and evaluation analyst working with Prower. Many of you know Prower here. So, uh, Esther, Esther and it's Prower. And it's hybrid. Okay, hybrid meaning mostly work from home and once in a while goes to the office. Now it's not just Esther. This is Naomi. Now Naomi's story is very interesting. Now foreigner working in one of the French speaking countries. Specifically she worked in a bank, and after a while her bank was bought over by another bank. And the first thing they did was started laying off foreigners. So she was waiting for her turn, and she didn't want to wait anymore. So she decided that, you know what, let me tender my resignation. She did that, it was rejected. So she was disgruntled because you didn't accept my resignation, but you are relegating me to the background. It was not a nice place for her to be. So she was determined that, you know what, I'm going to be trained. And in her own voice, she said, I'm going to be so trained that I can work from home. So she chose to get into tech because she wanted to work remotely, and she chose data. She chose Naviance Analytics. This was earlier this year. Now let's fast forward. The same organization that was relegating now, after they noticed her LinkedIn presence, they created a new department, asked Naomi to head that department. And Naomi was she was shocked, and she said, you know what, let me think about it. And they said, no, you won't think about this one, take it. And when she said, okay, I'm going to take it, but at least are you going to train me to lead that department? And they said, Naomi, we see what you do on LinkedIn. You'll be the one to teach others and train others on what to do, and not the other way around. And that was her story. Before I go into some other people who have achieved very similar feats, right now as we are speaking, across data, you have 35,000 job openings as we speak on LinkedIn alone. This is just LinkedIn alone. Okay. And just to put it into perspective, let me show you practically. Let's go to LinkedIn and look at it. How many of us have a LinkedIn account, by the way? If you have a LinkedIn account, give me a thumbs up. If you have a LinkedIn account, give me a thumbs up. If you have a LinkedIn account, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you have a LinkedIn account. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, Chibuzo has a LinkedIn account. Okay, fantastic. So now, very good that you have a LinkedIn account. Let's quickly have a look at LinkedIn itself. Give me a second. So give me a second. So yes, fantastic. So let's look at LinkedIn together. Okay, let's go to LinkedIn. Now, This is my LinkedIn page. Okay, so we'll first go to my LinkedIn page. And what I want to show you, the reason we're coming to LinkedIn is I want to show you what the demand really looks like. Okay, practically. And then um, in so doing, you're going to learn very briefly how to actually look for a job. So if you're looking for a job, you're seeking to get into tech, how do you look for jobs? What are the little things you need to take note of if you are looking to get into tech? So while it's loading, okay, so like I said, we'll get to see how to look for a job, and of course we want to see what the demand really is like practically. This is LinkedIn. So this is my own LinkedIn account. Okay, so I'll just put the link in the chat in case you want to connect with me after the session or right now. You can send me a connection request, and I'll attend to it immediately after the session. Meanwhile, if you want my slides and the recording of this session, ensure to fill out the attendance form in the chat. You'd see one of my team members, Inquiries Nabiant, posting the link to the attendance in the chat. So fill it out as we go on, as you listen to me. All right. So fill that out. Now, you want to search for a job. You want to come to the search bar here. You want to come to the search bar here and search data analyst, for example, data analyst. Okay, and hit enter. Now, once you hit enter, LinkedIn will bring anything data analyst for you. Anything data analyst, LinkedIn will bring it for you. Now, you want to click on jobs. Okay, you want to click on jobs, and you can do this right now, maybe using the tab on your phone, or simply you know in your free time, you go do the same research, search data analyst, and see the kind of results you get. So I'm going to click on jobs. Now when I click on jobs, let me tell you one mistake beginners make in job search. So when you click on jobs like this, the very first thing you want to take note of is your location. Do not make the mistake of putting in your state, for example, Lagos, Ondo, Abuja, Akure, Ekiti, Ibadan. You don't do that. The skills that you have as a data talent is globally marketable. So what you want to put in there is EMEA. EMEA covers Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. In short, that's the meaning of EMEA. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And when you put EMEA in there, then you hit the search button. And then I want you to look, let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see what I want to highlight. Now, what can you see right here? What figure can you see here? What figure is this? Let's say it together. This is what 13,972 job openings right now. 13,972 job vacancies around data alone. Okay. Now, that is the level of demand that you have for data-centric jobs right now. This is 13,000. I've not searched for um, Excel data analyst. I've not searched for business analyst and the likes. Okay, this is just data analyst alone. Now, haven't seen that level of demand. It is just one of those jobs you need, guys. Just one to change your story. You need just one. All the hustle you're going to do to try and get into tech is just one you need. The first one is usually the hardest to get. And that is the one you need to break that barrier into tech. Now do the mathematics. 1 out of 13,000. It's not even up to 1%. It's not even up to 0.1%. Because 0.1% is 1 out of 1,000. Okay. It is not even up to 1 out of 10,000. Okay, which is 0.001%. So that is the level of 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 demand you have right now. So let's go ahead. Many of the things that hinder us Africans to getting into the tech space is usually around four things. Okay, so there are four things that hinder us. Okay, and it's not necessarily an hindrance, it's just that we do not have these four things. And I want you to disagree with me, okay, if you think you have them. First is Excel. You need pro level Excel skills. I'm talking wizard level Excel skills first. So for those, where are the Excel professionals in the house? So if you know how to use Excel, type Excel in the chat. Let me see. Type it in the chat. I want you to type it in the chat because I would go back to it and I'll ask you this same question later on in this session. Okay, you know how to use Excel. Type Excel in the chat. Let me see. If you consider yourself an Excel user, type Excel in the chat. Type Excel in the chat. Type Excel in the chat. Let me see. Type Excel in the chat box. And if you are just joining us, ensure to fill out the attendance form. Is in the chat. Click on the link, fill out the attendance form so that you get my slides and the recording, especially if you are just joining. You know, you've missed a little bit, just a tiny little bit, so you can catch up later. All right. So fantastic. Now, somebody said they know how to use Excel. Brilliant. So let's continue. Okay, and let's see the rest. You need a project portfolio. A project portfolio. You need that. You also need personal brand visibility. You need to be seen. It is not enough to just know the skill or to have a portfolio. You need to be seen by recruiters who are looking to hire. And last but not least, you need guidance and mentorship. You need somebody who knows the rope to show you the rope. Okay, because mentorship, hastens up your journey to success. Okay, so you don't get to make the same mistake that others made when trying to get into tech. Now, before we go into the pro Excel skills and what have you, let me walk you through what it is like from applying to job to actually getting a job. Now, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you are here. You are probably looking for a job or looking for a side hustle that can augment your your current income, and you are applying to these jobs but you are getting rejection emails. You are getting rejection emails, you know, those funny emails that tell you, unfortunately, we have decided to move on with other candidates who we deem more suitable. And then you start asking your question, you start asking yourself the question, do you mean I'm not suitable for the role? Of course, that's what they mean. So let's see what the reality is behind the scenes. Now, guys, whenever you hit that apply button, whenever you hit that apply button, majority of us will think that, oh, your CV goes to a human resource personnel, HR, a hiring manager. No, it doesn't. It goes to what we call an ATS. ATS is a robot, an AI that goes through your CV and matches it with the job description and then scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. Brilliant, right? Isn't that brilliant? It scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. And guess what happens? It's There is always a cutoff mark below which, if your CV lands below that cutoff mark, your CV will be listed to be sent an automated rejection letter after 5 days of the application, or after 1 week of the application, or after 2 weeks of the application, depending on when you apply. Are you with me, guys? So you get that rejection email if your CV falls below a particular threshold, guys, I'm not getting the responses. Am I audible? Am I audible? I mean, am I talking to myself or you can actually hear me? Am I audible, guys? Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Now, if I ask you what you think the cutoff mark for this ATS is, what will you tell me? Some of you may say, oh, maybe 70. Some of you may say, okay, maybe 85, right? What do you think the cutoff mark is? You say maybe 70 or 85. Type it in the chat. What do you think the cutoff mark would be for a typical job? Fantastic. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. So what do you think the typical cutoff mark would be? Let's hear it. 70%. Somebody says 70%. Brilliant. Somebody says 75. Somebody said 90. Fantastic. Now, the typical cutoff mark for any ATS is 90 to 95%. So your CV must score more than 90% for you to have a chance to be called for an interview. Or let me not jump the bullet. For you to get the chance to have your CV seen by an actual human being, your CV has to pass 90. Now, majority of the people fall out here, and that's why you feel you're putting in all the effort, but you still get the rejection emails. Okay. Now, for those few CVs that scale past, then they get to the table of the HR. The HR takes a look at the CVs, and in most cases, depending on the hiring capacity of the company, they invite people for interviews. And of course, from the interviews, they get to make the selection. Now you'll be wondering, why why is the cutoff mark so high? Yes, it is so high so that only few people and the best CVs get to the table of the HR. So what happens with the remaining CVs? Well, apart from the fact that they'll tell you they'll keep it in their files in their database, what they will do is they will they will keep your CV and send you an email afterwards. They could delay it, okay? But guess what? The ATS is responsible for rejection emails and the initial screening process. So more than 90% of the people that apply to that job, their CV does not see the light of day. Their CV does not even hit the table of the HR in the first place. So these are the things that a lot of us, a lot of Africans are grappling with. So now, what's the point? What's the point of data jobs in the first place? The first thing is it's easy to learn. Okay, very easy to learn. And when I say very easy to learn, I don't mean, oh, you can just be chilling on a beach and learn data analytics or learn, the skills you need to get into the tech ecosystem. No, what I mean is this: regardless of your background, whether a fresh graduate or you already have a career going on for you, but you're looking for something extra, or you just finished your NYC, or you're looking for something that can allow you to work from home more often, if not 100%. Okay, you're looking for these things, regardless of your background. You're still at home, or you don't have a degree, or you have a degree. Okay, regardless of what the situation is, you can learn this to a point where you can say confidently, I know this thing. The second reason is it's easy to transition. And I don't think I need to overflow this point anymore. We all saw when we went to LinkedIn what the demand feels like right now in data jobs. So because of that sheer abundance in vacancies, it is easy to transition. And last but not the least, they pay absolutely fantastically well. So except you have a grudge with money, or money is really not your goal for trying to get into tech in the first place, then you can disregard the last, the last, item that I talked about, which is salary. There was a time I interviewed with Micro1.ai. This was very early in my career. Micro1.ai, if you ever heard of them. Okay. So I was interviewed by a bunch of Indians, kept asking me questions. And then it got to a point where um, they asked me if I had a question for them. And then I told them that, okay. So initially, what I had prepared was they would ask me what my salary projection is, and I'd have told them, okay, about $20 per hour. That was what I had in mind. Now, since they did not ask me the question, and then they are asking me if I have a question, I took the opportunity to ask them, okay, what's the budget for the role? And then to my amazement, they told me $40 per hour. Straight up 2x my expectation. Straight up, just like that. And that is because of the nature of the skills. The skills are globally marketable. And mind you, $20 per hour is on very it is 20 to $40 per hour is within the average salary range for people who have data skills. Now, what did we do? Yeah, maybe answer analytics. We crafted out an intensive 1 month training program that will move you from zero to hero to start attacking data jobs. So you are here, you want something that can launch you into that space to start attacking data jobs. This is what we prepared for you. In the very first week, you build this dashboard in front of you using Microsoft Excel. Now, a lot of people would not believe. In fact, let me ask you, especially the Excel gurus in the house, do you believe this is Microsoft Excel? If I show you the actual Excel workbook, if I just spring this dashboard on you and tell you this was built in Microsoft Excel, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Type your answers in the chat. And mind you, the attendance form is in the chat, so you want to fill it out. Okay, so where are your responses? Would you believe this is Microsoft Excel? Type in the chat. Let me see. Before no, now yes, fantastic, Chibuzo. So, and the reason Chibuzo's answer has changed is because Chibuzo has been able to experience it himself. Okay, so for example, you can see Emmanuel's response. Just wow. Now, let me show you the actual dashboard in Excel. Okay, now here is the dashboard in Microsoft Excel. So allow it to load. Okay, allow it to load. So this is Microsoft Excel. The same Microsoft Excel that you know how to use. This is it. Okay, Microsoft Excel. Can you see that? So this particular dashboard was built in Microsoft Excel from these data sets from scratch, converted to an Excel table, then summarized in pivot tables and charts, and then formatted and compiled and consolidated in an Excel dashboard. So if you want to get data jobs and your Excel skill is not up to this level, forget about it. You're wasting time. So it's either you forget about tech totally, or you start to look for how you can get as skilled as building this kind of Excel dashboard in Microsoft Excel. Now let's go on. In the second week, you build this particular dashboard. Okay, it's a HR attrition dashboard. Again, in Microsoft Excel. Now, a lot of people see Microsoft Excel as a, a, a tool where type, you can type in um, you can type in stuff in columns and rows. No, Excel is far beyond that. Okay, so you will be using Microsoft Excel to build this HR attrition dashboard that tracks and tells the organization who are the people leaving the organization, what people resign, how can you keep them. That's what this dashboard talks about. Okay, and in the third week, you get to build what we call AI powered CV. AI powered CV. Okay, AI powered CV. Now, why are we teaching you AI powered CV? Remember, I said that when you apply to jobs, when you apply to jobs, you will you will need to get past what we call the ATS, right? The applicant tracking system. Now, the AI powered CV is such that you will build your own ATS using AI tools. Okay, you use an AI tool to build your own ATS, but your ATS will be very fantastic and personalized. How? Now, when you have a job description you want to apply to, you copy that job description, okay, give it to the ATS, also give your CV to the ATS, and then your ATS scores you on a scale of 1 to 100. Okay, so you know your fate even before you know what's likely going to happen even before you apply to the job. Okay, but that's not the best part. The best part is it would be designed in such a way that it's going to give you feedback on where in your CV you need to revamp so that you can get to 90 plus score. So you get a real chance of getting called back for the interview. You also build a portfolio. Now, how many of you know what a portfolio is? A portfolio is a place where you can showcase your projects. All right. So let me show you a website portfolio, for example. So what I'm talking about looks something like this. Okay, so you want a personalized website portfolio that showcases who you are, your value proposition, and what you have been able to build so far. Okay, so you can see my value proposition right here, turning data into actionable insights, a little bit about me, and a button that says view project. View project. So you click on view project, and that takes you to this platform where you have your portfolio of projects, and recruiters can come here and take a quick look at the level of projects that you've been able to build so far. So imagine that Excel dashboard we talked about previously in your own portfolio. So you build something like this from scratch. And you know the best part? To build this website portfolio, you don't need coding, not a single line of code to build this. Oh, you think that's fantastic? Let me hit you with this. You would have a lifetime access to this your portfolio. So it's not something that expires. Once you build it, that is all. And you can build it if you dedicate 1 hour. You can build this from scratch up to this point. So that is what you need, and you'll be doing um in the third week. Now, in the fourth week, okay, in the fourth week, you will then go on to LinkedIn optimization. Now, LinkedIn is we also LinkedIn. You also the demand on LinkedIn that we looked at together. You need a LinkedIn account, and if you already have a LinkedIn account, you need that LinkedIn account to be visible, polished, in such a way that recruiters find it compelling. So you are not only visible, but it is so your LinkedIn account is such that when the recruiter scrolls by, they will pause to take a look. So that is what is meant by a compelling LinkedIn profile. And then you also need mentorship, like I mentioned earlier, guidance, and mentorship such that you are able to follow in the footsteps of people who have succeeded at it before you. Okay, so again, if you're just joining us, fill out the attendance form if you haven't already, or if you've not filled it out yet, do well to click on the link, it's in the chat, fill it out so that you can get my slides and also get the recording of the session. Now, as a bonus to this training, you get access to more projects that you can work on for 1 month via one of our partner platforms. Okay, and the kind of projects you work on are these and these. So Excel projects that you can work on and add to your portfolios because you want your portfolio to be rich. You want it to be rich. Okay. Now we have people, more people who have passed through this system and gone on to get jobs. You have Gochi. Gochi was becoming a mom at some point in her life. She had to step out of the corporate world for a couple of years. And on trying to get back into the corporate world, she decided, you know what, I want to start at a vantage point. I don't want to start all over again. I want to start with a leverage. So she chose tech. And this was earlier this year. Fast forward, she now works as a business analyst at Marite Consult. And this was since June 2025. Okay, Ugochi had her struggles. She battled with imposter syndrome. Her mentorship helped her, a whole lot. You also have Mary. Mary, Mary source on Instagram. Mary source on Instagram, and she decided as at that point she was looking for a remote work. So she found it interesting. She joined us. Fast forward, she got an internship to start with immediately, and this was immediately after completing her program. She got her first internship. Now she got another internship where she's currently getting paid for a period of 6 months, and there will be a long-term contract to follow that internship. And one notable thing that Mary usually says whenever we talk is um, she does not believe that it is because she is so good. And here's what we tell people. It is not the best in quotes, it is not the best tech talent that gets hired. It is the most visible tech talent, the most compelling tech talent that gets hired. So let me tell you what Mary says to us. Mary says when she got into the system, she was told that over 3,000 people applied for that same job, and only two of them were hired. She was one of the two. So she started thinking in her mind that it is the CV Nabiant gave me that made the difference. Okay, so it is the CV Nabiant gave me that made the difference. I used to tell her that look, don't let the CV take away the work you put in, good work you put in. Okay, so always recognize yourself. Yes, the CV may have made an impact. Okay, but that should not take away the work you also put in. That's what I tell Mary. And there are so many more of them. We have Loa Shell, used to work in a microfinance bank as a risk officer, and there was an event last year, this time last year, where I was invited for to give a talk, and Oluwaseun was one of the attendees that asked me a question, and we got talking from there, exchanged contacts. He joined our program, and fast forward today, Oluwaseun has worked several contract jobs and currently works as a business analyst um, at your innovations club. Okay, and there are so many more others. Uduak, Basi, that's me, Grace rather. Grace used to work in a very popular bank in Nigeria until she got an offer from Sparkle. When she got an offer from Sparkle, she went back to her bank. Her bank promoted her on the spot. And then she went back to Sparkle to tell them, you know what, I just got a promotion. I think I'm good. And then they reviewed her offer again. And at that point, it was very clear where she wanted to be. And this is somebody that was an ordinary computer operator when she started out. Okay, Lebura, on the other hand, a teacher, successfully transitioned into tech within the first 3 weeks of posting her Excel dashboard. She posted her very first Excel dashboard. And this was within 3 weeks of her training. And that was what made the difference for her. She got a DM from a recruiter, and that was it. Helene Okai. Helene Okai is a graduate of biology graduate, guys, from the university. Successfully transitioned to tech, currently working as a marketing data analyst. I personally prepared her reference for her. So um, I love to talk about how a lot. All right. And the program itself is a 1 month journey, intensive 1 month program, 100% online. The classes will be Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You will meet with an instructor, okay, like myself, walking you through step by step the process. All right. And then the first 2 Sundays, you get what we call preparatory videos. Now, these videos are designed to prepare you ahead of class. Okay, they prepare you ahead of class so that when you come to class, you are not a total newbie. All right, you're not a total newbie. Okay, so you're gonna use two platforms: Google Classroom, that gives you a lifetime access to your class recording. So as you're attending, just as you're attending this call now, imagine you are in the class. You will have this session recorded and put in your Google Classroom where you will have access to it lifetime. So you can always go back to it for reference and what have you. Then you also have a second platform called the Learning Management System. Now, this is accessible through our website, www.nabians.com. On this platform, you'd get you'd get you'd get access to the preparatory videos, okay, through the training. So you get access to the preparatory videos, watch the videos, and then get ready for class. Now you can I've kept the full brochure here. So if you want to see the brochure and some of our other courses as well, you're good to go. Okay, but this particular package that we're discussing here is our tech elevator package, to launch you into the tech space. These are some of the portfolios of our students. You can take a look at it. That I've put the links in the slide. So ensure to fill out the attendance form if you want to get the slide. Now, how many of us are ready to get into our next class starting September 6th? September is around the corner. Okay, September 6th, you can get your career launched and started with our tech elevator program, because these are the set of people I want to speak with going forward. Okay, so you are ready to get started, then listen to this. Now, the next class starts on the 6th of September 2025. On the 6th of September 2025, you can get yourself started with our Tech Elevator program. And to get access to the Tech Elevator program, all you need is 80,000 naira. 80,000 naira only to get access to all those beautiful things that I talked about. But guess what? You would not be paying 80,000 naira if you can hear me right now, right here in this session. Right now in this session, okay, I will give you a whooping 50% off that initial price. So instead of making the payment of 80,000, you only get to pay 40,000 naira only. With 40,000 naira, you can gain access to this particular training program. Okay, and this discount is right here, right now, in this particular session. And again, if you decide that you're going to take the discount right here, right now in this session as a bonus, now this is coming from me as a professional, it is coming from me. I will give you an extra Power BI end-to-end project that you can work on and add to your portfolio so that you have Excel and Power BI. Okay, and you can get this with a direct transfer to our bank account, our Kuda bank account 3002-648-016. And once you're done, you get once you're done, you get all you need to do is to send me a DM. Okay, and you can pay via our website as well. All right, if you want to pay online, you can do that. Okay, all you need to do afterwards is to send me a DM 0703-215-8619. You can send me a DM with the proof of payment, and I'll walk you through the next steps in the enrollment process. Okay, I'll walk you through the next steps in the enrollment process. So while you are registering and sending me a DM, I'll take questions. All right, I'll take questions. So I've seen a question in the chat. Will you teach macros in Excel? Now, in fact, professionals have even moved away from macros. Okay, so what is used in the industry now is called Office script. Office script. In 10 minutes, I can show you how Office script works. Okay, how Office script works, especially for repetitive tasks. Repetitive tasks you can automate using Office script. Okay, but your major duties as a data professional will be to build dashboards, okay, like you have been shown. All right, so that is that about that. Okay, so once you make the payment, send me a proof of payment 0703 215 8619 via WhatsApp, and then I'll walk you through the process personally end to end. Okay, personally end to end. So if you have questions you want to ask me, you can either type it in the chat or use the raise hand icon like this. Okay, and then I would call your name to unmute. Then you can unmute your mic and speak to me directly on this particular call. So, who has questions? You can either type in the chat or raise your hand so that I know you want to ask a question, and then I will ask you to unmute to ask a question, and I'll provide answers. Okay. I'm going to say the issue I'm having mostly is data cleaning and wrangling. Okay, so do you know what data cleaning and wrangling really means, Victor? Because a lot of people make mistake, and they look at data cleaning and wrangling, especially data wrangling, to be limited to just taking out unwanted stuff in the data or filling out empty columns or empty rows in the data. Data cleaning goes beyond that. And these days, most organizations have data engineers who are in charge of cleaning the data and orchestrating the data in a way that it is pipelined to you as a data analyst, and your job will be to make sense of the data. Now, data wrangling, on the other hand, is you making a data rich. Let me give you an example. So, say you have a data set, and then you have customer name, customer age, customer location, and they say analyze the data. If I give that to a newbie, if I give that to you now, you would likely be tied in your hand, okay, as to what you can do with such a data set. But for someone who is experienced, I can wrangle the data, okay? This is me talking about data wrangling. I can wrangle the data such that that age column, I categorize the age using a formula. So I create a new column that was not in the original data set. And then I can categorize the age. And then from there, I can then see some hidden insights that ordinarily I wouldn't have seen. Okay. And that is what you call data mining as well. Digging deep into the data to dig out the valuable insights. So a lot of people think data mining is collecting data. That is wrong. Data mining is digging deep into the data and bringing out the valuable gemstones, which are insights. I mean, what's the use of data if you cannot extract insight from it? Okay. So guys, who asked that question? I think that was Victor Mwigwe. Victor Mwigwe. So I hope I answered your question, Victor. I hope I answered the question. Okay, so Victor, let me know if I answered the question, and also let me know if you have sent me a DM. If you have sent me a DM already, okay? Have you sent me a DM so that I can take now? Are you one of the people who have sent me a DM so that I know? So guys, listen, this offer, yeah. Let me tell you about it again. You go through Excel, and as a bonus, you get Power BI from me. Okay, on top of that, you get AI powered TV, you get a portfolio that you would have a lifelong access to. You get LinkedIn optimization, you get mentorship. You don't get this at this rate ordinarily. Okay, so look at this as a unique opportunity to get started. Okay, yes, we go deep into data cleaning in the program. So, Victor, are you a data analyst already? Let me ask you that question. You can unmute your mic, though. Let's have a conversation, Victor, okay? So that I really know what you're looking for and whether you are the right person for me to work with. Unmute your mic, please. Please, is the portfolio website free? I don't know whether you joined late, Victor, because I said that the portfolio is free and you have a lifelong access to it. Okay, you will need to pay to create the portfolio. You're going to use Google Sites, and that gives you a lifelong access to it any day, anytime. The best part is, in fact, I don't even know whether to call this the best part. You will build a portfolio without writing a single line of code. And then you can have your personal link, you can put it everywhere um, so that recruiters can look at it. So when we Victor, okay, I can see you've unmuted now. So can you speak?
Okay. Good evening, Muhammad.
Yeah, yeah,
I
good
don't know if
evening.
I'm pronouncing it well. Sorry.
Yeah, you tried, you tried.
Okay, okay. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it well.
No
Okay, my name
problem.
is
Except you want
Victor.
me to find you. You want me to find you, you pay fine for
No,
that.
no, don't find me.
All right, no problem. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
find you, don't worry.
Okay, so you
Go ahead.
asked, I've already done like a boot camp on
Yeah,
business intelligence. We've done Power BI. We've done
yeah,
SQL. We've
fantastic.
done Excel too. But I mean,
Great.
the the dashboard I saw
Mhm.
really got my attention, right? The way
Yeah,
everything is placed. So I've done something similar, but I would like to add more to my portfolio.
fantastic.
I also like
Fantastic.
to get more and build like a proper portfolio. But what I have, I just post different things on my LinkedIn, but I haven't built a full portfolio that I can send or add to my
A
CV.
portfolio.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So that's my
Fantastic.
main interest for the program. And then
Great.
also get to understand how to clean data. There is some time you get to clean data and the data loses value. You get to take out some things and you keep asking yourself, did I do wrong? Did I miss the will I get a wrong result when I actually give my my verdict to this business, right? So that's where I'm
Yeah,
having some issues. Cleaning the data, building the dashboard isn't really a problem for me. I can query Excel, I can use Power BI, Power Query, everything. But for me, this program will help me get a good portfolio and
fantastic.
a little bit of data cleaning. So that's why I've been asking to know how in depth you're gonna go with this too.
Fantastic. Man.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
just followed
let,
you on
let me show you.
LinkedIn. Okay, I'm listening.
Fantastic. I would accept your request once I'm done with this session. All right. So this program is specifically for people like you. So
Okay.
people like you and even people who are looking to start out. And let me tell you the reason why. A lot of people out there, okay? I mean, I could have come here and told you that, oh, I'll teach you Python, I'll teach you this, I'll teach you that. And then I won't say anything about preparing you to get a job. I won't say anything about portfolio. And that's what you find mostly out there these days. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I tell people is if you are looking to just upskill, you are not looking to maybe make an income from this thing. You are not looking to make money from this. You just want to upskill, you just want to learn something new. Then fine. Okay, fine. You can even use free resources. But if you are looking to get yourself prepared, then it is a strategic move. Okay. Now that dashboard, in building that dashboard, there are so many things you learn. okay, especially around data rounding, right? So, well, for example, let me show you, let me just take you back to, okay, let me just take you back to Excel so that you can see the dashboard as we talk. Now, can you see this? So it's a sales and profits dashboard. So this is a particular category, technology product sales. So this is the trend, and then you have the profit as little bars inside of the trend line. And then you have this sales banner here that says 836.2K dollars. Ordinarily in Excel, you can't put units like this.
Yes.
You can't put unit into Excel will have to spell it out. So how can you customize it the way you want, as if it is Tableau or Power BI you're using? So that is wizard level Excel skill. Okay. Let me show you this also. This particular chart right here is called a sunburst chart. Sunburst. I don't know that you've heard of sunburst chart before. Now, a
Yeah.
sunburst chart, fantastic. A sunburst chart in Excel, you've used it before. You can't have two numerical values in a sunburst chart. All right. But here I have sales and profit, and this is a sunburst chart. And this is still Excel, the same Microsoft Excel. So how can you defy the rules, defy the norm, push your Excel skills to a level that you are you are not just confident, but you are a force in Excel, because these are the things that businesses need. Okay, so you learn how to do all of this, and of course from scratch. Okay, you gain access to the data, building a pivot table, and then a dashboard. Okay, and of course, um, um, learning does not stop in one place, right? Learning does not stop in one place. So on the job, you learn. Okay, you're gonna learn. You're gonna want to, you know, push your career further, right? So learning is continuous. It never really stops. Okay, so you learn these things within this particular program, and how to build a kind of dashboard like that, and then portfolio. You need one place. You need a link that goes to one website, one personally built website where all your projects, you said you have some now, fantastic. That's those ones you already have. You'll be able to put it in that portfolio that you learn how to build. So it's not something that you need something special because you had built some projects before, you won't be able to put it in the portfolio. No, that's not how it works. You'll be able to put it properly inside of that particular uh, portfolio eventually. So once you do that, your profile gets more polished and it gets more attention. Okay, recruiters appreciate people who are structured. So if you have that now, and you have our mentorship, you have your LinkedIn profile polished, and you have an AI powered CV, then you are a dangerous man in the job market. Okay, so do you understand what I mean by dangerous?
Dangerous sounds scary.
It sounds scary. So what I mean is when you hit that apply button, the
Yeah.
likelihood that the likelihood that you get called back for an interview will become very high. Okay, you start getting
Yeah.
interviews, you lose interest in applying to more jobs. You want to focus on passing the interviews. Okay, so that's pretty much where you need to be right now. Okay, so and this works for you. And guess what? Even after the program, I mean, there was somebody that registered for the program recently, and I told the person that, look, let's get started. We will work with you, okay, as you need. For example, you get a job, you need a little bit of assistance. We are there. You'll be able to reach out to us. So it's not a case of, oh, that's the end. You'll be able to reach out to us, all right? Or even offer more um upskilling opportunities even afterwards. So it's a win-win for you. Okay, it's what you need right now. It's a win-win for you, and you can get yourself started September 6th, Victor. So what do you say?
Well, you have a deal.
Fant-
Um, I'm a, I'm gonna go ahead and make the payments and then I hit you up.
Fantastic. So have you gotten my line, my number?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Okay. So I want to assume you've taken a screenshot already so that um, you you can easily reach out to me once you're done.
Yeah, I have a copy.
Fantastic, great. So I have seen your LinkedIn
Request.
invite as well. I just picked up my phone now. So once I'm done, I'll start to respond to every one of you that have sent me a DM already. So Victor, have a wonderful night.
Yeah, you too.
Fantastic. All right. So, who else asked a question in the chat? Let me see. So who else has a question to ask? Who else has a question to ask? Who else has a question? So I have Charles on the call. I have Adeboye Ibidumi. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Maybe I'll be the one to pay a fine tonight for not pronouncing names correctly. Mustafa Abdullah, Emmanuel, um, Barasa, and then Ogenete Jiri. Um, hit me with your questions, guys. Questions. Do you have any questions for me? And if you want to meet with me one on one, you want to meet with me and probably discuss further or something. Okay. You can do that, okay, by just booking a one-on-one session. Okay, you can see book a one-on-one session in the chat. So I posted the link there. You can book a one-on-one session with me. But right now, what we're discussing is the discounts. There is a 50% discount. You can hear me speaking right now. Okay, I called your name. Why haven't you registered? Tell me what's the drawback really? Let's see if I can even help you. So feel free to unmute if you want to speak, and I'm here to help. Feel free to unmute if you want to speak, and I am here to help you out.
Hello, Mohammed.
Yeah, hi Charles, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. It was a fantastic presentation you just made.
It's a pleasure.
What skill level in Microsoft Excel do you need to benefit from this program?
Okay, okay. What skill level do you need to benefit from this? Practically zero. Okay, practically zero. All right. So you don't need to have even used Excel for this kind of thing before. Okay. If I know as much as you know how to browse on a system, do you know how to? I mean, it's ridiculous me asking you, do you know how to browse on a system, right? Isn't that
Yes, I
ridiculous?
do.
Fantastic.
I
So
can.
mhm, exactly. So if you can browse on a system, that's the skill level. Okay. If you want me to really put a skill level to it, you know your way around browsing on a system, then you're fine. You're fine with this. Okay. So does that answer your question, Charles?
Yes, it does. It does. So
Fantastic.
what I get from you is that from someone who can just about set up Excel and do basic work with Excel, in 1 week I
Exactly.
can learn to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
So
actually
you
building the dashboard. But I have the skill also to do the work as a data analyst.
absolutely. I mean, that's the job of a data analyst. As a data analyst, what you do is you summarize data into charts and visuals, dashboards. Okay. So This is the fundamental skill you need if you want to become a data analyst. If you don't know how to do something like this, okay, you would hardly get the attention of any recruiter. So yes, you'll be able to take on data jobs, after taking that program. Okay, so you focus on the things that really matter, on what the typical job of a data analyst is, in terms of both using Excel and also some employability, tips and tricks that you need to succeed as well. Okay, so if you are looking for, um, if you're already working and then you're looking for something to, augment, or you even want to get the attention of your current employer, because most of our students do this. In fact, this is the most popular one. So, Charles, are you currently working somewhere?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. So, what you want to do is, as you're learning, you find ways to apply what you are learning at your current job. At your current job. Okay. So, as you are applying it, your employer start to notice that this person is skilling up. And what that does for you is that immediately you increase your income through promotions. That's how promotions come. By going out of your normal job description to do more. So when you're skilled like that and you are applying it there, it gives you a first-hand experience in a work setting where you currently are already. So what a better place, I mean, there is no better place to practice than where you are currently, because you already understand the business to an extent, to a very good extent. So getting data from the business, won't be a hassle. There won't be a hassle analyzing such a data because you already understand it. Okay, you apply the skills that you learned, and win-win. Promotions come like that. Okay, promotions come like that as well. Okay, so does that answer your question?
Yes, it does answer my question. The
Okay,
last
that's
question is what the timeline for this offer, because I really like the 50% off. It's not a
so.
freebie,
Are you using a headphone or something?
yes, I'm using an earpiece. It's not clear, or is
Okay,
it echoing?
I am struggling. I can barely hear you. But
Oh,
let
okay.
me come
Let me
closer
quickly
to my.
read. All right. I was asking the timeline for taking advantage of this offer.
Okay, fantastic one. All right. So a lot of people tell us that 80K for this is cheap to start with. So but the 50% discount makes it, just so affordable for quite a lot of people to take advantage. So what we do is ordinarily this discount is for people who secure their spots tonight. Okay, people who secure their spot tonight, instead of 80,000, you can get to pay just 40,000, and you get the same package as others who will be eventually paying 80,000. All right, so it's just a way of um, encouraging a lot more people who really really want to take this to actually go ahead and take it. And I've said, okay, that the bonus, uh, I mean, this particular discount also comes with a bonus Power BI project for me. So even if you've never used Power BI before on your Discord, okay, if you secure sports tonight, you'd also get that from me at the end of the program. So you can brag about Excel and Power BI, even if even if right now you've never used any of them before. Okay, so how about that, Charles?
That is ruling out those that may need to go to the bank and do a transfer. I think it will
Okay.
give at least a few more days.
So how are you
Few
looking
days
at it?
there.
Am I ruling out people? I'm actually helping people that really want it, Charles. What do you think? Because I see
Banks
the,
don't work at night. So
can
I
you say,
can't go
can
to
you
the
say that
bank at 9, 11. I said banks are not open at 9, 11 p.m. if I have to go in there and do a transfer. It's only an online transfer that will work for this. And that's
yeah,
not
but
fair.
banks, we're aware that banks are not open right now. Okay, so a direct, and that's why direct transfer is an option. You can pay online as well. So, um, so are you saying you need to go to the bank before you can make a transfer?
Yes, I'll need at least a day or two to get it done. Tomorrow or the next day.
A day or two. Okay,
I'm
so
pushing my luck now, yes.
okay, all right. So, Charles, what you want to do is send me a DM. Okay, send me a DM tonight. Send me a DM tonight, and then we can take the discussion from there. All right, because I do not want this discount to pass you by, because you've expressed some level of interest that people who I usually work with also have. So I want you to send me a DM tonight, 0703 Oh, hi, Muhammad. I am Charles from the session tonight. Okay, you asked me to send you a DM. Is that fine, Charles? And then we can take it up from there.
Awesome, awesome. I will.
Fantastic. So I'll be expecting your DM alongside Victor's own. So okay, so Victor is saying, can you give more discount for people online tonight? So I mean, you did not ask for discounts in the first place. The normal price is 80,000. That is the normal price. And let me categorically tell you that when I was getting into tech, I wish I had an opportunity like this. Okay. In fact, when I was getting into tech, if I had gotten this kind of structure and I was asked to pay 5 times what is on my screen now, I would gladly have done so. Because guess what? Right now, it is not my problem anymore. Okay. So um the value you are getting, okay, the value you are getting from this investment is close to paying nothing right now. Okay. Pretty much most people can afford 40,000 naira if they really, really want to do it. All right. So I don't know I don't know how much more discount you would have wanted me to give Victor, but trust me, okay, that extra discount you are looking for, that is the actual sacrifice you need to make today for you to get to where you want to be. All right. So I'll be awaiting your DM if you haven't sent it already, Victor. Okay. So who else? Who else? So Emmanuel wants to reach out to me too. I'll be glad. Okay, reach out to me. Just ensure that you specify that you were in this session. Because a lot of people send me DMs. A lot of people send me DMs. And you have to send it tonight. Else it's gonna get lost in the flurry of DMs that come in. All right. So send it tonight so that I'm able to trace it using today's date and time. All right. So I think that that would be, except if any other person has anything to let me know. I mean, Mustafa, I've not heard from you. Um, you're still here. I don't know. Shows you're interested. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, feel free. You can feel free. I'm not a policeman, so you can feel free to unmute and speak. All right. So feel free, guys, to unmute and speak. Okay, this is not a police station. So you can feel free to discuss with me. I mean, what's the issue? What's the issue? Um why aren't you taking why aren't you taking your sports now? So hi Mustafa, are you there? Hi Ibiduni, are you there? Can you hear me? I think you are the only two that I've not heard from, if I am correct. You are the only two persons I've not heard from tonight. Do you have anything for me? Any questions? All right, so I doubt.
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Okay, okay, that's I am media. Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
So thank you very much for this exposure. The only issue me I'm having currently now is I'm actually not currently financially buoyant, but
Okay.
the question I want to ask is, can I chat you up then maybe when next a train like this or whatsoever, I can just balance up and then pay the money, then start after paying the money, like
Okay,
just to be updated or stuff.
okay, okay. That would have been a fantastic idea. But you know the issue. Do you know the issue? The issue is this is a one-off. Okay, this is a one-off. So it's not a recurring training as such. All right. So the next batch is starting September 6th, and after that batch, there is no batch. Okay, so it's literally now or never. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. So is that a deal breaker for you, Ayomide? Would that be a deal breaker for you?
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, did you answer my question, Ayomide? Is
Yes,
that a
yes,
deal
yes,
breaker
yes.
for
I'm
you?
with you. Yes, you can.
Okay, 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 fantastic. So, I actually want to work with you. Okay, so if it's time you need, all right, if it's time you need, let's discuss how much time do you need. Okay, so let's see how we can still make September 6th work for you. All right, so you can send me a DM. Let's see how we can work it out. But the next
Oh,
class is starting September 6th.
okay,
There's
no
no
problem.
point.
I'll do that right away. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, that's fine. All right, so I've already started receiving DMs, and I would respond to each and every one of you that sent me a DM immediately I drop off this call. So, Emmanuel, I'll be expecting your DM as well. Mustafa Abdullah, not heard from you. So, but I think this is where I'll draw the curtain for tonight's session. Okay, I'll draw the curtain for tonight's session. So, the discount is on. Okay, the discount is on. Um, up until midnight tonight. Okay, so if you're interested in taking advantage of this, okay, and extracting every ounce of value that you can from this, especially in the light of employability, okay, this is the time to make that uncomfortable decision. Okay, sometimes some decisions you make may be uncomfortable. It's not as if you like it or you were expecting to take that decision, but that is what you need right now. Okay, it's just like taking medicine for an ailment. So people, I've not seen somebody whose hobby is taking medicine. You really don't like taking medicine, but if that's what it has gotten to, okay, to get a solution, then I think that is what is necessary. And this right here in front of you is a very unique type of medicine. So take it now while you still can, and let's work with you and change your story. So this is why I'll call it a night. Okay, so Victor, so send me the proof of payment. I've already received your DM, so I think I'll just take it up from WhatsApp once I drop off this call. Fantastic. All right, so cheers, guys, and have a wonderful night's rest tonight. I'll see you in class September 6th. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.